And a quarter from 8 o'clock to 9:15. It was very frustrating. And so I didn't make it. He didn't get to watch the Subway series. It's too bad. I really think it's, I'm not a baseball fan, but I really kind of think it's nice that we had a Subway series. And I think it's wonderful that New York won everything, you know. New York won everything. I don't like it when the West Coast wins or when the central United States wins. I like it when New York wins. And New York won both of them, so I think that's pretty neat. Also, a Cablevision shareholder, I reviewed the law, New York State Business Corporation Law, Article 13, how they make an application, and I'm sure Cablevision has messed up on their jurisdiction. They went in there as a cable operator. That was their jurisdiction of incorporation. And what do they got now? The whiz. So I think that we can trip them on that. I've got to see a copy of their certificate of authority. I'll make that demand on Cablevision along with the demand for the bylaws, along with the demand for the certificate of incorporation. So trying to get that World Series for Franklin to see, bedtime was an hour and a quarter late, and rising time was an hour late. But I got the stand-up jobs done. I got Rusty out for a walk in the dark while the people were delivering the Sunday newspapers. And everything else is done. Here's the to-do list. Looks to me like there's 80 things to do today. And in a day, folks, you can do, I think, around, if you do 30, you're doing very, very well. So it's another day, another week, another month of behind. So what is this about this morning? This morning we are going to read you the Texaco Task Force, pages 61 to 70. The Texaco Task Force is a hoax. It's a hoax on the public. It's an out-and-out gyp. It was done by Charles L. Bryant, who'll do anything to, he'll die. He'll steal, he'll cheat, he'll do anything to get rid of a case and go home to Ossining. So first of all, I want to read you what they say, Texaco Task Force says on page 61, and then what Glendora says about it. Sam is working on a fence out there. You might hear the pounding. It's not in your head. And Alfredo's not working on it, and they've hired a new man to work on it. They're putting down cinder blocks and cementing. The task force says the company has revised the 360-degree feedback process, and Glendora says the company under Bajur goes around and around in circles, is what that means. The task force report says the upstream, that is, exploration, development, and production career ladders, have been updated with competency language to provide a structured and progressive career development framework for employees. And at the top of that ladder is the crook, Peter I. Bajur. Force says, based on a review of job competency models, Bajur is not one. Task Force report says responses on the corporate vision and values survey. Glendora showed at the annual meeting that Bajur has no values. The Texaco Task Force writes, performance management, mentoring, career development, training, coaching, and conflict resolution. Glendora says apply this to Bajur. Task Force report says Texaco has implemented job competency process communication. And Glendora says apply this to Charles L. Bryant, the cheating judge who let this go through. The task force reports to facilitate the implementation of job competencies and their integration. Well, Glendora says it takes integrity to integrate. And this is a missing ingredient in both the court and in the company. The task force says the employee zone section, how they treat people, like pipelines, like tools, zones. The task force says one of the tools provided to assist employees in their development is a complete list of competencies with definitions and key actions. Glendora says, show it to us. That's the end of page 64. Page 65. The task force writes, the company is piloting a competency development assessment. Piloting. Glendora says it will not fly. The company plans to implement a 270-degree multi-rater employee feedback process. If it's 270 degrees, they stop going around in circles. The task force writes, the completion of the job competency models, of which Bijur is not one, Glendora says. And Glendora says, will Chevron ingestion of Texaco get rid of the task force? What do you think, folks? What is your answer to that? We will be, writes the task force report, particularly interested in the impact the employee zone website, the 360-degree feedback, and the competency development assessment will have on improving all the human resource management process. And Glendora writes, we will be interested someday to get an evaluation that we can believe. We are on page 67. Now, with Chevron, we have a successor to Bijur, because this page is about succession planning, employee development. We've got a successor to Bijur. He's really put on the back hole. He's put on the back pipeline. The employee task force writes, develop a leadership model for human resources. And Glendora says the model is not Bijur. A study to validate the leadership competencies identified a leadership group of high potentials, created a database for the chairman to assist him in mentoring and tracking high potential development. That's so that Bijur can catch these people and corrupt them. And Glendora wants to see all of this in action. Can you imagine a company with 6,000 employees being so badly managed that it was sued by Roberts, went to court, fell into the hands of a lazy, crooked judge, Charles L. Bryant. And to get it settled, they made the company have this task force on fairness and equality. Mandated that they be fair, mandated that they be non-prejudiced, mandated that they be non-retaliatory. Can you imagine what a hoax this is upon you, the public? Position, title, and demographics. Now this is what people have been reduced to. 1, Vice President, Exploration, a white female. 2, Asset Manager, Nigeria, a white male. 3, Assistant Division Manager, Production, Bakersfield, a white male. Excuse me, it's really nothing to sneeze at. 4, Assistant Division Manager, Production, Bakersfield, a white male. 5, President, Safety, Health, and Environment, African American male. 6. Manager, external reporting, white female. 7. Manager, internal auditing, African American female. Director, global supply management, white male. Vice President, marketing, global businesses, white male. 10. Vice President, policy planning, a white male. 11. Director, communications services, white female. 12. Vice President, corporate communications, white female. I will add a 13. Bryant is WASP. Just let me show you a picture of this. Page 69. Task Force says, Human Resources Committees have responsibility for succession planning. No successor to Bajor anymore. Chevron ingested. 70. Task Force says, Texaco has earned special commendation from the task force for the manner in which it recruited a group of for the manner in which it recruited a group of 12 senior managers from outside the company during the past year. Glendora says, what did you get for this? Saying something, commending Texaco. The task force is supposed to be monitoring Texaco fairness and equal employment. Glendora is monitoring the task force. We are up to page 71. Minimizing fear of retaliation. Glendora says, can you do this in the Charles L. Bryant courtroom? Texaco Task Force says, to solve problems, issues in their early stages to ensure that all employees work with work-related issues are treated with respect and dignity. To help provide a productive workplace environment. To make available counselors, mediators, and arbitrators as needed. Glendora, yes, do this in the Charles L. Bryant courtroom. Did Bajur treat Glendora with respect and dignity at the annual meeting in front of 400 people? No. Status. The company will continue to assure employees that they may raise workplace concerns. Programs, policies, and processes have been integrated and are being monitored. Glendora says it takes integrity to integrate, and there is none here in this court nor in Texaco. Texaco will continue to promote all aspects of the problem resolution system. The performance management process has been revised. Texaco will continue to compare its programs to minimize fear of retaliation. And Glendora says, utopia. Page 71. Texaco Task Force report says, measures of progress, vision and value survey, 360-degree feedback, ombuds program, solutions activity, ethics office activity. I suppose Peter Bajur has displayed ethics when he refuses to show Glendora the books, records, and minutes, and refuses to give a reason, and he refuses to let the directors answer Glendora's questions at the annual meeting. Peter Bajur is showing ethics. Is this a hoax or isn't it? Equal employment opportunity complaint activity, litigation activity, performance management program, appeals process, exit interview data. Glendora says, let us see samples. Task Force evaluative comments. The company has shown measurable success. And how much did you get paid, Task Force? In the promotion and integration of its various problem resolution programs. You can't integrate unless you have integrity. A. Ombuds program, ethics hot helpline, solutions, PMP appeals, legal department issues, benefit plan appeals. Glendora says, see samples. I know the legal department has no ethics, and I know that Bajur has no ethics. The programs that constitute the problem resolution system, says this task force report, all play a part in minimizing employees' fear of retaliation. Can you minimize the fear of litigants in the Bryant court of retaliation? Now, the task force goes on here, page 73. And finally, Glendora can't stand it any longer, and she says, this is so stupid. Writes the task force, will not tolerate discrimination, harassment, or retaliation in the workplace. Then why did Bajur do it at the annual meeting when Glendora wanted information? It's fortuitous that you are there and that I'm here to show you what a fraud is going on in the United States District Court, Charles L. Bryan, and in Texaco Incorporated, Peter I. Bijou. Writes the task force. As part of the modification to the PMP, the Human Resources function provides a performance rating appeals process. Glendora says, show them to us. All conclusory, no substantiation. The task force believes the design and implementation of the company's problem resolution system have been effective, even though we occasionally heard continuing expressions of concern about possible retaliation. That's a cover-up. Let us hear them. Let us read them. The task force will continue to track the performance of the various problem resolution systems. Glendora will continue to track the task force. Page 77. Ombuds Program. Paragraph 16D of the settlement agreement provides that Texaco will develop and implement an ombudsperson program. Well, at least they had the sense to shorten Bryant's long word of ombudsperson to ombuds. The task force says status. The company disseminated a complete communication package to encourage use of the Ombuds program. Glendora says produce it. The program has been effectively integrated. It takes integrity to integrate, including the following. Ethics Hot Helpline. Bijou showed ethics. Bryant showed ethics. What do you expect this to be if the top is rotten to the core? Glendora says, let's see the record. Page 78, the task force says, from the inception of the Ombuds program in February of 1998 through December 31st, 1998, there was an average of 89 contacts per month. Glendora says it shows you how bad Texaco was being managed by Bijou and his puppet board of directors. Page 79. Litigation activity, writes the task force, in 1999 was at or below the activity of the years that preceded 1997 and was significantly below the level experienced in 1997. Says Glendora, you may have something here. Glendora says, produce the record. The task force will continue to use several measurement tools to oversee the effective operation of the Ombuds program. We have tools, we have oil business, we have pipelines. These are human beings. Converting people to objects. And page 80. Employment selection and performance management. Who employed Bijou? Who employed Bryant? Compensation monitoring. Portion of multiple regression statistical analysis using salary data from January 2000. Glendora says, let's see it. Determine whether employees identified by this analysis required special salary actions adjustments. Administered the annual merit salary program. Audited official Texaco employee data records. Glendora wants to see it. All the task force does is conclusories. Okay, that leaves us to the last 10. But we'll take a break now and we'll tell you some jokes. The judge suffers from moon syndrome. That means he carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. "What is the judge doing now?" the secretary said to the clerk. "He's looking over the petty cash." And the clerk says, "Oh, that's what's called the employee's payroll." The judge holds his meetings, and he says, "All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say bye." Bajur is a great chief executive officer. He has taken Texaco from obscurity to anonymity. "Did the judge give you a piece of his mind?" the clerk asked the secretary. And the secretary said yes. And that's amazing when you consider how low the inventory is. We'll be back to read to you the last 10 pages of this phony, fraudulent Texaco Task Force report on fairness and equality. And the telephone. Okay, folks, home from church, 2:30 p.m. Home from bringing in the laundry basket of clean clothes. Home from playing baseball with Franklin. I pitch 5 balls each day, so we had to make up today, Saturday, and Friday. Franklin is a very good hitter. Very good hitter. He gets almost every one. The last ball, I did a wind-up and thing, and I did the spitting on the ground and the scratching. And I looked this way and I looked that way, and then I threw a really fast ball. And he missed it, but not by much. And home from walking Rusty in this beautiful, beautiful God-given weather, and home from visiting Patty and hearing about her trip to her high school reunion, where all the people now are in their 70s, and home from walking Rocky, and home from church, and home from the church council meeting, and lemon cake, and I guess that's it. Oh, I did the U.S. Supreme Court. I continue to write the questions presented, and I'll read those to you very shortly after I finish Texaco. And so, I guess that's where we left off. And now we're going to go and read. This goes into the Texaco task force. What will happen to this Texaco task force now that Chevron has gobbled up Texaco and Bajur with it? What will happen? Okay, we're up to 81. This is the last 10 pages of the task force report. And the task force says employment monitoring. As discussed in previous task force reports, Texaco continues to collect. Now, that's a split infinitive. They should say, Texaco continues systematically to collect, analyze, and monitor quarterly its hiring. And Glendora says, this is hearsay. Let us see the people and let us see the statistics. The task force report says, the information provided to the task force concerning the company's progress and overall efforts in hiring and promotions continues to be positive. Overall, that's what they wear. Continues to be positive. This is hearsay within hearsay. Okay? They are telling us what somebody else told them. That is hearsay. 1999 diversity goals. Critical skill areas. Glendora says this is baloney. when they say the financial performance of the overall energy industry during most of the year, this is the baloney, folks, vegetarian baloney, of course, when price of gasoline is $2 a gallon. This is how much you can believe these people. Against the backdrop of a streamlined headcount, Texaco is to be commended for exceeding or meeting its goals for total minorities, 22.3%, African Americans, 10.2%, Hispanics, 6.9%, and females, 26.28%. And Glendora says, how much do you get paid? It should also be noted that Texaco's recruitment and staffing efforts were broadly inclusive. Its addition to their minority and female recruitment success, white males made up 32.3% of total new hires. Glendora says, is this true? You know, nowhere do they declare under penalty of perjury that they are telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help them God. 1999 Employment Monitoring, page 82. And Glendora's 2000 Monitoring. Although 80% of the company's executives are still white male, Glendora says they sit in the first 5 rows of the theater at the annual meeting. Wearing their uniforms, dark suits and white shirts. And they stare very attentively at Bijou, hoping for a crumb from the table. Promotions of staff also showed a continuing commitment to diversity. Women received 57.6% of the 66 total promotions during 1999. White minorities received 26.8%. I think it's disgusting to talk about people like that. What a stupid thing to try to perpetrate on you, the public. The Texaco Task Force. The Roberts versus Texaco settlement. That is so stupid. Just let it go to trial and let a jury decide it. They had to pay $470 million, I believe. Not for, in addition to the Texaco Task Force. In the currently volatile energy market, well, Glendora says not with gasoline going from 1.599 to 1.999 per gallon. Maybe this is so. Maybe it is volatile, but who makes it volatile? The crooks. Within the executive ranks, as shown in Exhibit 2, women executives increased from 10.5% to 12.0%. Isn't that terrific? Great big increase, right? Minorities increased from 10.5% to 11.0%, a half of a percentage point. Glendora mocks such magnitudes. We are now on 84. And 84 is the signature of the chairman 85 is the signature of the chairman. I'll show it to you when we comes to it in a second. To determine if they are attributable to anything other than chance. A proxy for prior experience, years between highest degree and higher year, and last performance rating. And Glendora says, see the avarice in the $2,000 shareholders proxy statement. Correct possible inequities. Bajur is very overpaid, is way overpaid. So is Bryant. Bajur must get about $10 million a year, and Bryant gets $130,000 a year to put together slop like this and try to fool the public. But they're not fooling you, are they? And people are numbers, and people are tools, and people are oil. And here is the signature page and the last page. Then we've got the charts. The next step on that today is to make out the service list upon whom it's going to be served, and to print it, and to address the envelopes and the return address. Ready to serve tomorrow. Says the Texaco Task Force report, improper basis for the pay differentials for those identified employees. And Glendora says improper basis is rampant. Texaco Task Force says affected employees is too small to draw statistical conclusions. That's what's true with this whole report. Glendora says payoff, and Glendora says this is suspect. The Texaco salary equity review process continues to be a leading edge program within the oil industry and was recently recognized by Catalyst, a national women's organization, as a human resources best practice, quote unquote. Glendora says this is suspect. Texaco intends to continue to closely monitor, split infinitive. They should say Texaco intends to continue closely to monitor. It'd be better to say closely monitoring pay on an annual basis using the methodology described in this summary. Respectfully submitted, Equality and Fairness Task Force, Honorable Thomas S. Williamson, Jr., Chair, and I crossed out the Honorable. Honorable John J. Gibbons, and I crossed out the Honorable. Alan J. Crow, a fired Texaco director during Roberts versus Texaco. Thomas A. Williamson, Jr. has a Palmer method signature, and that's pretty good for a man. Glendora says, where is your declaration? You are telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and always have, so help you God. Dated July 31st. The July 31st should not be typewritten, it should be handwritten. And it's a month early. The others were August 30th, where White Plains, Harrison, a jurat should not only say what the date is, but where the location is, where it's signed. And so this is a defective jurat. It doesn't tell you where. And this is Phineas, and thank the Lord. We'll just take a glance, folks, over here at the tables. The baseball statistics. The Yankees won last night. It was a tough fight. It was 13 innings, 4-3. Here is Exhibit 1 tables. Total employees, 6,800, but 1,300 were fired. And Bajur has really been fired effectively. He's out. He should have been fired long ago. Exhibit 2. Exhibit 3. Bajur should have been one of those fired. Exhibit 4. And the last page. Exhibit 5. Bajur is a great CEO. He took the company from obscurity to anonymity. And the employee said, "Did the CEO give you a piece of his mind?" And this other employee said, "Yes." And that's amazing when you consider how small the inventory is. And Peter Bajur suffers from Moon syndrome. He carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. What's the boss doing now? He's looking at the petty cash. Oh, that's what the rest of us call employees' payroll. And Bajur holds his meetings and he presents his proposals and he says, all in favor say aye, all opposed say bye. Okay, now it's 2:49 p. Peter Bijou suffers from Moon syndrome. He carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. What's the boss doing now? He's looking at the petty cash. Oh, that's what the rest of us call employees' payroll. And Bijou holds his meetings and he presents his proposals and he says, all in favor say aye, all opposed say bye. Okay, now it's 2:49 p. Let's see what else there is to videotape. Folks, keep your eye on John P. de Blasio. He's the so-called justice of the Supreme Court, State of New York, that I caught cheating, and Gannett caught cheating. He was absent from the courtroom 31 mornings in a row. So keep your eye on him and see if we can't get rid of him. And also remember that your life savings can be spent on funeral expenses because your survivors won't know what to do. They will be so grieved by your passing, and they will make the wrong decisions, and they will think you like this and this and that. Don't let it get to that stage. You write out now exactly what you want at your funeral. Call up the funeral directors and see what the prices are, and pick out the price that you want and put it down in writing so that your people can know exactly what you want done with your money. You don't want it spent up to $7,000 on a funeral when you can get by with something like $500 or even less. So that's a constant reminder. Put it down in writing, what you want. Here are some of the comments Franklin read from the people of North Hampstead way back in 1984 about giving a franchise to Cablevision.
Express my disappointment about promised public access and suggest be improved before a new franchise is granted. Access channels and free cook studios.
Gene Woods?
Yeah. Then there was a political broadcasting and cable casting for political trimmer. The law of political broadcasting and cable casting.
Oh, that's good. Put out by the FCC.
Political trimmer.
Well, that was a good catch.
And the GAO study.
Government
Status of
Accounting
Cable
Office.
Regulation. House Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Finance. August 11th. Mabon, August and Company. Things were positive for the cable industry and must have been somewhat disappointed for cable of many expected. The level of revenue per subscriber analogous to average monthly bill increased only 14%.
Only, yeah. That's a lot.
Adjusted for inflation. To survey
This is a 1989 report.
operators of larger systems, 10,000 subscribers or more, yielded percent response rate. Chairman Markey of Massachusetts said survey represented, quote, a flashing yellow light cautioning danger ahead.
I just want to tell you, you're getting a bad consumer report on television. Okay, I need your phone number. For the leader? No, I'm telling you that you're getting a bad, you're getting a bad consumer report on television. You kept me on hold for 9 minutes.
Domino's Pizza.
Nobody's taking the phone because it's busy over here, only one person. Okay, 9 minutes. 9 minutes I've been on the phone, okay? So you're getting a bad... You order or where you like it? You're getting a bad consumer report. I wouldn't order anything from you. Okay, but nothing. Nothing. So that's Domino's Pizza. What do you think of them? I know this. Franklin is reading his report on the public file of October 20.
Light containing cautioning danger ahead, but he added that most of the operators had been responsible. Inertia on its side. A pro-industry law is on the books, and it will not be easy to communications legislation as soon after the original act was passed. However,
1984.
and this is 89. Cable can compromise on many issues and still serve its economic vitality.
Which is a euphemism for get rich.
Round one, in our judgment, went to cable. The GAO rate study was more benign than originally.
Go over there. Did you go over there on October 3rd, Tuesday?
Yes.
And what happened?
Kathleen was the same thing, basically. And I took a few notes. You had them the other day and said that was pretty bad for...
You may have a copy of this letter, sir. It explains the company's position, and it is signed by a Vice President, Associate General Counsel. To you, sir. Please note that I handed the letter copy to Franklin.
How do you explain the fact that...
I do not explain the fact to you, sir.
Well, then somebody should, because the state law says that the shareholders list is available to any shareholder by request, and one request is continuing to be available.
Your interpretation of that, between you and serious business, I think I understand what you believe is your interpretation of the law, and I guess you're kind of entitled to your opinion, but I'm not sure about that. I am not a lawyer. I'm not even a
that's it, of course.
So,
you say, a lawyer might be able to explain. No, I'm not.
See, so I have to look up to lawyers, and that's why some lawyers explaining to you
could explain it to me.
Here it is. It's explained to you by a Vice President, Associate General Counsel, lawyer. Okay? They did the original. I think you should have it by now. I'm not sure.
Why doesn't she come and talk with me rather than send a letter?
I guess, sir, you'll have to try and get a meeting with her and ask her that question.
Did she ask you to come and see me today?
My job is to make sure that people in this building are people in this building that have business in this building. Your business in this building is complete, finished, sir.
But I haven't conducted any business.
Oh, you just did.
You haven't committed me to.
Just did. I said we're not doing. That's right. And that's
you haven't committed me to.
That's correct. And that's business. And your business is complete. So if you don't mind, sir, please have a pleasant day. And I do mean that. Please have a pleasant day. I don't mean to, this could be upsetting to some of us. I don't like having tense conversations with people. No one likes to do that. So please do have a pleasant day. Thank you very much.
Well, I still don't understand why the executive sergeant. Can you explain it, Paul?
It's in a letter. That's everything you need to know is in the letter. That's the company's position.
What is it?
It's
company would would talk to us instead of just dodging all the time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will say good home.
Thank you.
That was good work you did, Franklin, and that was on October the 17th, Tuesday, and it was somewhere around 12 and 1 p.m. at Bethpage. Oh, we won another round. What fools they have made of themselves. All for money. Celeste and Bud, it's Glendora. I wonder about you, and I wish you well. The Cablevision said 3 weeks ago that I should have given you a renewal for you to fill out. However, we didn't receive it until last week. So they're off by 2 weeks, but they're trying very hard, of course, to go against public access. And so I need very quickly for you to get this renewal page. I filled it out for you. You just have to sign it. It's a stupid thing anyhow, and there's really no legal basis for it. And just sign it and get it over to Norwalk. And we have to do that fast. Am I right in assuming that you're in Memphis and you're in court today, rather Monday, and that you would be home Tuesday or Wednesday? I need to hear from you very fast. 949-9495, area code 914.
So, last night, while sitting here doing other works, the Cablevision shareholder proxy voting, I'll have to tell you about that. It was possible to do 6 sets of this up to page 40. And then the big accomplishment of the day was taking the rabbit ears off of this set, the new rabbit ears, and putting it onto the $5 set. And we got a picture on Channel 5, and Franklin was able to watch the second game of the World Series. And Bobby Valentine doesn't look like his brother. You remember Bobby Valentine's brother and wife and daughter and son invited us to dinner in Glendora in Connecticut way back in 1983 or so, the year that the Myannis Bridge fell open and the people went into a hole into the Myannis River and were killed. Wasn't that an awful thing? And so this is this morning, a new week for which we thank you, God. Monday, October the 23rd, 2000, Anno Domini. And we have printed up to page 50 and up to page 70 this morning while doing the logs and the to-do list. This to-do list, horrible. Look at that. There's 90 things to do on this to-do list. It's the work of 5 people. And so now the next objective is to get it printed up to page 2 envelopes had to be made, the United States District Court, St. Louis, and Bryant. Here's the first 60 pages spread out to collate. It's really going to help with a cat on it. It's a good time to pray while you collate. Well, here's the last sheet to print, folks. Pages 89 and 90 of the Texaco Task Force. I took Rusty for his walk number 2. And that would be 8 or 10 urinates, but no poo. And I picked up the litter, a long block on one side, and then turned around and picked it up on the other side. The litter's all picked up. Up from watching the baseball game until 20 after 11 last night. The Yankees won. The Mets got 5 runs in the 9th inning. The Mets lost 6-5. It's really close, isn't it? Only 2 envelopes are necessary for the Texaco Task Force. Franklin will deliver by jour the board of directors, the chairman of the task force. He will deliver those in person today, and also to Bryant at the United States District Court. White. The purple envelope, Frank.
Copies for Texaco.
Who at Texaco?
By jour, the task force, and the directors.
Board of directors?
Hmm.
And copies of what?
Robert versus Texaco.
Would it be the Texaco Task Force, Franklin?
Hmm.
On fairness and equality?
This is their report. Your reply?
Texaco Task Force. 90 pages, 6 sets. It's going out of here. Hooray! Doesn't have to be done tomorrow or any other day. It's the best breakfast there is. Wheatina.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Then he had nuts. And then he had peanut butter. These are all high protein. He had a fresh pear. And orange juice. This is Jeannie's favorite bed lately. It's been so for almost 2 weeks. She's sleeping in the wrappers. The wrappers that we buy. I mean that we get recycle to send the tapes in. And Franklin is on his way to do the errands. And breakfast is over. It's a TV set for $5 that enabled Franklin to see the second game of the World Series last night. I bought the TV set for $5. I bought these 3 stuffed animals, 50 cents a piece. What's that, a teddy bear, a mouse, and a... Is this a teddy bear, this red one? And this is a proxy, Cablevision Systems Corporation, as to the new certificate of incorporation and as to giving Dolan's more money and the board of directors more money, put it in their pockets instead of giving us dividends. This is what it's about. An employee stock plan and then a director's, to pull out more money that you give them instead of going into the shareholders' dividends. Beautiful days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Just beautiful days. We have blossoms in October, folks. Lots of flowers blossom in October. It's amazing. Franklin's a really good hitter. I can't show you this because I have to pitch, and I can't pitch and hold the camera at the same time. This is Rusty's doghouse. It's really a nice doghouse. Time of year, folks, I hate to see it go. I hate to see the summer go and the fall go. These are the conversations of... These conversations were from the telephone recorder from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then comes today's conversations, Monday, October the 23rd.
Franklin, this is Celeste. Calling you back. Honey, I have to fly down to Memphis for a hearing for Friday. But if you have access to a fax machine, 4676, and Bill can make arrangements to drop it off. Sorry that they didn't give us enough notice because we could have taken care of this early afternoon. Then I must leave to. You can get that thing to me before we go.
Sure, this is Tom DeLuca calling you on the 19th of October. I was at your house yesterday and I left 2 E40 cartridges in the corner of your porch near those red, white, and blue boxes. Hope you got them. Please call me at your convenience.
9 p.m. Friday, 9:53. The message. Right after you had called me and told me about this, you explained that I was leaving Thursday for a meeting down in Mississippi, and I have to be in court. That's to fax me that back, and I didn't get nothing. So, honey, I will, but I can't be back before Monday. So hopefully you get this message. This is Mr. Barron. I know I haven't heard from you in a while. I just... 48 p.m. Good. Carolyn takes that from Connecticut. I'll let you... Saturday, 11:16 p.m. It's Mr. Barron. I gave you a little note the other day, and very sad news for you, Glendora. Sunday, 3:25 p.m. After Rusty asked you how his walks because why you thought everyone else was committing crimes against you. End of messages. It's so silly. Messages. Deleted. The secretary said to the clerk, did the judge give you a piece of his mind? And the clerk says, yes. It's amazing when you consider how low the inventory is. That consumer report. This is 7 minutes, folks, on hold, Domino's Pizza, 2:08 p.m., Saturday afternoon, October 21. North Hampstead. Still on hold at Domino's Pizza. Okay, and what do your notes say?
Charles A. Pulaski and your business are very important.
Radio station remain available on the cable line.
Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
It's
fine.
Saturday 9 to 5. And if the students are there, I'll just ask them just to wait a moment.
Oh, really? To teach him Lexus?
Well, next Saturday I don't have a training session.
Oh, okay.
It won't be so bad.
Oh, that's good.
Okay?
Yes, and so I'm really sorry that I got out of, let it go.
Oh, don't even worry about it. Don't give it a second thought.
Okay, I put together a 90-page legal paper, and I think that probably accounted for the time.
Oh, I would think so also.
Yeah.
I have a client in the office.
Oh, that's good. You always do, and you're doing well, and I'm proud of you.
Well, I thank you.
Okay,
If you need anything, give me a call.
Yeah, did you know the judge suffers from Moon syndrome?
Moon syndrome?
Yes.
What's that?
He carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Kaufman's Lawn Sprinkler Service. Sorry that no one is in the office at this time to take your call. But at the sound of the tone, please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message. Someone will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you for calling Kaufman's and have a lovely day. All phone calls are being recorded and monitored for better quality. Thank you again. Celeste, I certainly appreciated your 2 telephone calls. I thought they were showed great concern and great help. And I called Maurice Cunningham at Cablevision, and I asked her, could she fax you that form? And she said certainly, and she would be happy to do it. And I gave her your fax number. So I thought that your effort was superlative, and Bill can sign it. You don't have to sign it. Bill can sign it. And then take it to Norwalk, and then we would save the day. We would save the speaker. I am so sorry about the burden that is upon you, and how unfair it is, and how un-American it is. I just think it's atrocious. I'm so sad about it. I'm sad about it for you. If I had any sadness left, it would be for the United States of America. But I just think it's terrible what they're doing to you. And we've got to make them accountable. We just have to. Okay, it's Glendora. I apologize for being so loaded down with legal papers yesterday. It was 190 pages that got out today. It's no fun, as you know, and I wasn't able to do it. I got a joke for you. The judge suffers from Moon syndrome. He carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. This is
Mr. Ludwig, Papa City speaking.
Oh, hi, Ted. It's Glendora.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
When is the special meeting?
Special meeting of the shareholders?
Yes. I got a copy of the proxy card, and I made that out, and it got mailed today. And it also said it mentioned a proxy. Was there a proxy included with that?
I don't know. I don't know what they, I have the special shareholders meeting on for November 10th at 10 a.m.
Oh, wait just a second, Cindy. Let me write that down. Hello, Cindy. How are you?
Good.
How was your weekend?
Very nice.
Oh, here it is. I'm looking for a blank card. November 10th at 10 a.m. And the location?
The Cablevision Theater. Just like,
Okay. Yeah, just like the annual meeting? And who would know, Cindy, whether there was a proxy?
that would be Vicki Salas' office. Do you want me to transfer you down there?
No, thanks. What's that number? Because I got other questions to ask you.
It's 803-2570.
Okay, now that she will know whether there was a proxy. You see, it was sent to me from Huntington, and I just got...
The Huntington address?
Yeah, it was sent to my Huntington address, and it all I got was a proxy card, and it mentioned a proxy, so I'm wondering if that fell through the cracks out there. So that's why I want to know if there was a proxy statement.
Yeah, I think you had given me your new address, and I had told them that you had the new White Plains address.
Oh, you changed it to White Plains?
I had told them to.
Oh, okay. No, I told you that what was wrong was that they had...
Oh, no, they had misspelled. That's right.
Yeah, they had...
That's right. It was like it's Route 110.
And they just had 110?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I told you, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's what I changed then.
No, I'd like to keep my Huntington address.
Okay, all right, that's what I changed. It was the name. It was Route 110.
Oh, thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Now, Cindy, I made a request for the bylaws. I haven't got them yet.
A request? Okay, I forwarded that down to Vicki again because she is the one that should handle that as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, the bylaws, and then I would like a copy of the certificate of authorization, or do you think that's in the so-called proxy?
I don't know. I don't know what's in the proxy and what's not. I couldn't tell you that.
Okay, the certificate of authority from the state of New York, and then what you call is a certificate of incorporation for the state of New York, or maybe it's in Delaware. So that would be Victoria Salhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now she knows all about their having authority to operate to do business in the state of New York?
Yeah,
She knows all that?
information.
Well, what did she do? Take David Deitch's place?
Yeah, she kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Attorney.
And where did David Deitch go? What did he go into?
He went over to Rainbow, the Rainbow side of the company.
Oh, Rainbow. What's that? Programming?
Yeah.
Oh, programming and sales? Sales?
Yeah, I guess kind of. I'm really not certain what all of Rainbow, they handle, but, American movie classics, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Is Mr. Lemley in today?
He is in. He's at a lunch meeting right now.
Okay. We sent him a letter on Friday. Did you get it today?
Not yet.
Okay. It's a letter, well, I think it'd be best just to wait for you to read it, okay?
Okay.
And he'll be in to read that, will he?
Yeah, as soon as I get it in the mail, I will show it to him.
Oh, very good, Cindy.
Okay.
Yeah, did you hear about the boss? One secretary said about the boss, he suffers from Moon syndrome. Moon syndrome?
Yeah?
Yeah, he carries 1/6 of the weight he thinks he does. Okay. All right, thanks. You don't happen to have Tom Gardner's extension, do you?
Tom Gardner?
Yeah. He's up there with you, I think. Wait, I think I have it. Wait a second. I got Budel's. So I must have Arger. I think this must be Tom's 803-1265.
No, Tom is 803-1378.
Oh boy, I'm way off. Okay, I have it here, but no name. Thanks a lot, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Okay, I will.
Oh, well, please.
803-2570.
You have reached a non-working or unanswered number on Cablevision Southgate headquarters.
I've lost the number. I'm sorry, folks. I
You'll
should
be
turn
sure to
this-
help you.
Good morning. Can I talk to Victoria Salhouse, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is on. I think. Wait, I think I have it. I think I have it. Wait a second. I got Budel's. So I must have ARG. I think this must be Tom's 803-1265.
No, Tom is 803-1378.
Oh boy, I'm way off. Okay, I have it here, but no name. Thanks a lot, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Okay, I will.
'You have reached a non-working or unanswered number at Cablevision Southeast headquarters.
I've lost the number. I'm sorry, folks.
Cablevision, can I help you?
Good morning. Can I talk to Victoria Salhouse, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is Officer 1B speaking.
Hello, this is Glendora. Is Victoria there?
Glendora, she's on another line. Hold one moment, please.
I'm going to turn off the recorder. Because this could be a while.
Front desk, Dale speaking.
Who is that?
Dale speaking.
Who?
Dale.
Sales?
Yes. Can I help you?
No, I have to talk to Victoria Salhouse.
Hold on, please. I'll transfer you to the operator. Hold on.
Isn't it funny? That's no mistake, you know.
Cablevision, can I help you?
Operator?
Yep.
I want to speak to Victoria Salhouse. And I got transferred to sales.
Her number came up.
Okay, what is her number?
One moment.
I have her down for...
I'm sorry, you have her down for what?
803-2570.
That's what I have her for you. That's where I rang you to.
Yeah, and I tried to ring that, and they said their number was not in service.
Let me try it again. Hold on, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Get off. Too long a hold.
Someone's calling me up. I'm just trying to find her, and the number's not working for me.
No, what's it do to you? It says that the number's not working?
Yeah, it wasn't working. Can I try to take a message and bring you to someone else, maybe?
Well, you can take a message.
Okay, your name?
Will you be sure she gets that?
Well, I'll see where. Maybe I can ring you somewhere else where someone else can help you.
Well, I want a copy. I'm a shareholder, and I want a copy of the bylaws and the certificate of authority and the certificate of incorporation.
Okay, and your name is?
Glendora.
One moment, please.
Well, thank you, operator.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Butch. I'm with security. Can I help you?
No. We know about the certificate of authority.
Not much.
No, right. Okay, now.
No, to me.
Well, I don't.
That's the reason why.
I don't know who they is to. Now, I want cell house at 2570.
Yeah, they said they couldn't give that number. They said they need...
Okay, never mind. I'll call Emily back.
Okay.
And tell them that nobody's working. Thank you.
All right.
Butch insecurity. Ah! Jeez. Okay, what time is it, folks? 107
Police
p.m.
Alice's office. I want to be speaking.
It's Glendora.
Hold one moment.
No, I don't want to hold, okay? I want you to take a message. Why is this the front desk? Okay?
Excuse me?
What's the front desk know about a certificate of authority? What's the front desk know about a certificate of incorporation? What's does the front desk know about, is there a proxy statement that was sent out with a proxy card? Now, this, I want Victoria Cell House. You got one more try. If you don't do it, I go back to Robert Lemley.
Victoria, what's the last name?
Cell House.
S-A-L-H...
U.S.
How's that face? Lee Salas's office.
Who is this, Olympia? Why do you keep connecting me to Butch and to the front desk? What do they know about the certificate of authority?
Excuse me?
What do they know about the bylaws? What do they know about the certificate of incorporation? Now, whose office is this?
This is the front desk. I don't know who keeps transferring you back here.
Well, it's Cell House. Cell House is a fugitive. She's scared stiff, and she's running all over the building every time I call. Never mind. I'll call Lemley. Lemley's number, by the way, folks, is 516-803-1005.
The Lumley's office, Cindy speaking?
Hi, Cindy.
Yes.
Every time I call Cell House's office, she connects me to security or she connects me to the front desk. What do they know about the certificate of incorporation?
Who's transferring you, do you know?
Cell House. Cell House is like that. She's a fugitive. She runs all over the building. So, Cindy, would you just take my message, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. I would like a copy, please, of the bylaws. And may I please have a copy of the certificate of authority? And may I please have a copy of the certificate of incorporation? And finally, may I please have a copy of the minutes of the annual meeting of June the 6th, year 2000? And Olympia answers. It's Olympia. She connects me to these people. Are you with her anymore?
No, Maureen, she maybe is just out for lunch.
Oh, that makes me hungry.
Exactly. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I will make sure Vicki gets the message.
Oh, thanks. You knew that I was on a fast until 4 o'clock, and I did it for 30 days plus 7 days.
Yeah?
I did that.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I didn't eat until 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you, Cindy.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tom Gawker's office? Hi, Ann?
No, I believe she's at lunch.
Oh, okay. Is Tom there?
I'm guessing that he's not in his office. Hold on, please.
Let's hear off recorder. Is that Tom? Yes. I would like Tom to call Glendora.
Okay.
Thank you. 914.
914.
Yes, please. 949.
949.
9495.
9495.
Thanks. And what is your name?
My name is Joyce. I'll leave the message for him.
What do you call a miniature guppy? Give up?
Okay.
A microfiche.
Very good.
Thank you, Joyce.
Bye.
Bye. She's overworked and underpaid.
For position and what the meaning of the court is and so forth and so on. So I have the feeling maybe somebody's listening to us, and we ought to once again do bring out the shysterism of the Supreme Court.
Go ahead. Go ahead. The microphone is yours.
Okay. Very good. No, I went through this. I just didn't want you to have a feeling that I'm unnecessarily repeating something we already said.
Let me give an introduction here because I wrote away or I called up for the pro se kit for the United States Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And through it, they go through and they tell you how to do all these things, and they say we take about 1% of the cases that are submitted to us.
Well, they're admitting it now.
So that's what you call a secular confession.
That's right. Yeah.
And I've already read this on TV. but that is disgraceful. We need somebody to protect us from the courts of appeal, the circuit courts of appeal. We need somebody to protect us.
Exactly. If we want to give the true meaning to the Supreme Court not being a court, but just being a gang of shyster murderers, all we have to do is take the metaphor of the Roe against Wade and say what it really means: kill the bastard. This is the way they look at all of humanity, whether they're in the womb or they've already been delivered out of the birth canal. And then we become citizens trying to make our way in a society that is run by these shyster murderers who look upon all of us as being embryonic non-entities to be murdered. And they're applying this metaphor of the Roe against Wade to kill the embryos, the fetus, and they're applying it to the rest of our society. And not only that, they're even selective about it. They only take approximately 1% of the complaints that are brought before them. So obviously they're not interested in justice. They're interested only in putting into operation rules of action which will complete the metaphor of the Roe against Wade, or in plain street English, kill the bastards.
Well, please, I got to take that word out of there.
Why is that? Nothing wrong. Bastard is a good word.
No, it isn't. It's not acceptable. We got to do it over again.
You don't like, all right, well, you should have told me you didn't like the word bastard.
Well, I did. I rewound the darn thing.
All right, well, then we'll kill the illegitimate one.
See, now, we need a U.S. Supreme Court. What we got is zilch. We have to have a U.S. Supreme Court. How are we going to get one?
How are we going to get one? We've got to